Teddy Atlas, the revered boxing trainer, an analyst known for his sharp tactical mind and unfiltered commentary, has recently shared his thoughts on a potential showdown between Naoya the monster Inoue and Mirai model Atlas, who has guided champions like Michael Mower and Timothy Bradley while earning respect for his insightful ESPN breakdowns, brings a unique perspective to this intriguing matchup between two of boxing's most skilled lower-weight fighters. His analysis begins with an appreciation of Inoue's rare combination of attributes that make him such a dominant force in the sport today. Atlas marvels at how Inoue blends concussive power with near-perfect technique, describing him as a fighter who operates with the precision of a surgeon, but carries the dynamite of a natural knockout artist in both hands. When examining Model's chances in this potential fight, Atlas points to the USA's championship pedigree and southpaw stance as key factors that could trouble even a fighter of Inoue's caliber. The veteran trainer highlights Akhmadaliev's impressive amateur background, including his Olympic bronze medal, and how those fundamentals have translated seamlessly into his professional success. Atlas specifically notes Model's body attack as particularly dangerous, recalling how the Obek star systematically broke down Daniel Roman to claim unified titles in just his 8th professional fight. This ability to dig to the body could prove crucial against Inoue, who has shown vulnerability to well-placed liver shots in the past, most notably in his first fight with Nonito Donaire. The southpaw versus orthodox dynamic forms a central theme in Atlas's breakdown, with the trainer explaining how a modal stance could disrupt Inoue's rhythm and force adjustments. Atlas draws parallels to other great southpaw orthodox matchups in boxing history, suggesting that the angle of a Model's straight left hand could pose problems that Inoue hasn't frequently encountered in recent fights. However, Atlas is quick to point out that Inoue is far from a conventional orthodox fighter, possessing an adaptability that allows him to solve stylistic puzzles mid-fight. The trainer references Inoue's destruction of another southpaw, Jason Maloney, as evidence of the Japanese star's ability to adjust, though he notes that Model represents a significantly more complete version of the southpaw style. Atlas dedicates significant attention to the potential early rounds of the fight, suggesting the first 5 frames could determine its ultimate trajectory. The trainer notes penchant for fast starts and his ability to break opponents down quickly, as seen in his recent demolitions of Stephen Fulton and Marin Topples. Atlas poses the critical question of whether can survive this early onslaught, pointing out that no opponent has managed to take Inoue into deep waters since the first on-air fight. If I leave, can weather the early storm. Atlas believes the dynamics of the fight could shift significantly, particularly if the USA's can implement his body attack and force Inoue to fight at a pace he hasn't experienced in recent years. The middle rounds, according to Atlas, could reveal which fighter makes the more effective adjustments as the bout progresses. Atlas highlights the importance of corner work in this potential matchup, praising both Inoue's father trainer Shingo Inoue and Egg Model's team for their strategic acumen. He envisions a scenario where Egg Model might need to increase his clinching and grappling at close range to disrupt Inoue's offense, while Inoue would likely look to create angles for his punishing hooks and uppercuts. Atlas suggests this phase of the fight could become a fascinating battle of small adjustments, where subtle shifts in foot positioning and punch selection might accumulate into significant advantages for one fighter over the other. Conditioning and stamina form another crucial element of Atlas's analysis, particularly regarding how both fighters would cope with the intense pace that such a high matchup would demand. While acknowledging Inoue's superb fitness, Atlas notes that the Japanese star has rarely been pushed into the championship rounds in recent years. Akhmadaliev, by contrast, has proven his ability to maintain a high work rate into the later stages of fights, something Atlas believes could become a factor if the bout enters the second half. The trainer references historical examples of fights where superior late Round stamina made the difference, suggesting a model's body attack could pay dividends in rounds 8 through 12 if implemented effectively. Psychological warfare emerges as another fascinating dimension in Atlas's breakdown, with the trainer delving into the mental aspects that could influence the bout. He describes Inoue as possessing an almost unnerving calmness in the ring, a fighter who never appears rushed or flustered regardless of circumstances. This emotional control, Atlas suggests, allows Inoue to execute his game plan with machine-like precision even under intense pressure. By contrast, Akhmadaliev fights with more visible emotion and aggression, which Atlas notes could be both an asset and a liability. The trainer references moments in Akhmadaliev's fight with Roman where the Obek showed frustration when unable to land cleanly, suggesting that Inoue's defensive prowess might provoke similar reactions. When pressed for a prediction, Atlas demonstrates why he's considered one of boxing's most thoughtful analysts by offering a nuanced prognosis rather than a simple pick. He envisions 3 possible scenarios: an early knockout if makes tactical errors in the opening rounds, a clear but competitive decision for Inoue if the OSBC survives the early storm but can't consistently solve the Japanese star's technical puzzles, or a potential upset decision format if he can drag in OA into deep waters while avoiding catastrophic damage early. Atlas leans toward the second scenario as most likely, suggesting that while Inoue would ultimately prevail at model skills would make it far more competitive than most anticipate. Atlas's analysis includes an interesting wildcard factor: the potential for cuts or injuries to alter the fight's trajectory. He references Inoue's orbital fracture suffered in the first on-air fight as an example of how even dominant fighters can be compromised by unexpected developments. Atlas suggests that Monolly's aggressive style and sharp punches could